Number 1. Triumph Street Triple RS. The Street Triple family of bikes is simply fantastic. And Triumph has made the model that much better with each refresh, meaning expectations are high with the impending 2023 model year. The Hinckley-based brand is up to the challenge, putting out an all-new lineup that's set to be its most powerful yet. Derived from a 765 cubic centimeters triple-cylinder engine, the new Street Triple R will make 118 HP while the Street Triple RS will have 128 horsepower, the result of tuning from Triumph's Moto2 racing engine program. Torque numbers are up too, at 59 lb-ft of torque. What makes the Street Triple so revered is its combination of lively chassis and intoxicating power. Triumph decided to add power, so the company naturally integrated handling hardware as well. Wider handlebars and shorter gear ratios are standard across the range, while RS and the special edition Moto2 models receive revised geometry, Brembo Stylema brakes, and a Öhlins piggyback reservoir rear shock. Pirelli Diablo Supercorsa SP V3 tires are also standard on the upper-tier models. On the electronics front, a revised cornering ABS and traction control system make for safer and faster riding. Altogether, the base model Street Triple R is plenty of performance at a steal of a price, coming in at $9,995. RS models start at $12,595 while Moto2 editions go for $15,395. We'd go with the R, and leave the dealership on one wheel. Royal Enfield Super Meteor 650. Royal Enfield is giving a number of legacy brands a run for their money, and at half the price. The company had some shaky times in the early aughts but has come around to be a well-known, quality motorcycle manufacturer. After establishing a North American headquarters in 2015 and employing minds from Harley-Davidson, Ducati, and Triumph, the brand is experiencing great success with its 648 cubic centimeters standard and cafe racer pair, known as the Interceptor and Continental GT. And if there's one thing that American motorcyclists are supposed to like, it's the cruiser motorcycle. Hitting the road easy rider style is as American as apple pie and so on, with Royal Enfield betting on this ethos and its most popular power plant to carry the model to success. The Royal Enfield Super Meteor 650 is set to arrive by summer 2023. The technical specification will play in favor of new riders and older riders alike. With a curb weight of 531 pounds, the model is somewhat lighter than its burly American counterparts from Indian and Harley, and with roughly the same amount of power too. As compared to the Harley-Davidson Sportster 883, the Royal Enfield makes 3 less horsepower for a total of 46 horsepower, though it is down about 12 lb-ft of torque. What it lacks in pull off the line, it makes up for in chassis dynamics, with an inverted front fork and preload adjustable twin shocks in the rear. And if the pricing of this model is anything like its current lineup, it should be cheaper than its competitors by a significant margin. Number 3. BMW R1250 RS. Technically, BMW chose to bow out of EICMA this year. But that didn't mean BMW was going to miss out on the announcements, as evidenced by the timely release of the 2023 BMW R1250 RS. The BMW Motorrad division has long been renowned for creating stable, capable, and comfortable motorcycles for those who want to ride all day long. However, this engineering philosophy hasn't always translated into the visual design philosophy of BMW's bikes. Take the early 2000s and its oilhead K-Series and R-Series bike, bulbous bodywork paired with big mirrors and even bigger luggage made for a bike that belied a certain suaveness. That's all in the past, and BMW has reincarnated its R-Series sport touring models with the 2023 R1250 RS. The 1,254 cubic centimeters flat twin engine makes 136 horsepower and 105 lb-ft of torque with variable valve timing aiding in the smooth but punchy power delivery. Dynamic traction control, BMW Motorrad ABS Pro, and dynamic brake control are now standard for 2023, making this bike much more than a highway cruiser. To that effect, BMW equipped the bike with an upside-down 45mm front fork and rear BMW Paralever, rear spring/shock with preload and rebound adjustment, and travel-dependent damping. That's the technical way to say the bike handles brilliantly, with direct controls and minimal dive under braking. You couldn't really ask for more, except for a price cut. And BMW is happy to oblige, at least for this year, by selling the 2023 model year for the same price as the 2022 model year. You can ride off the lot with a host of advanced tech and around 240 miles of range for $15,695. Number 4. Suzuki V-Strom 800DE. As we've said before, adventure bikes provide some of the most fun available on two wheels. And Suzuki's V-Strom lineup has been an affordable entry to such extreme fun for decades now. But it isn't unfair to say the recipe was getting a bit tired. A 645 cubic centimeters, 90 degrees V-twin paired with a twin-spar aluminum frame riding on 19-inch front and 17-inch rear tubeless radial tires. Suzuki's brand ethos has long provided riders with affordable and capable bikes, even if they were a little lacking in amenities and forward design. But brands aren't stagnant, and Suzuki has decided to make a big move for 2023. Enter the Suzuki V-Strom 800DE, its first modern 270-degree, parallel twin adventure bike offering. The new 776 cm power plant features the torque characteristics of a parallel twin engine with more top-end grunt, smoothed out by a newly designed engine cross-balancer. Other notable changes include a wire-spoke 21-inch front wheel and adjustable, longer-stroke Showa suspension front and rear. These upgrades are key to true off-road use, as are the switchable rear ABS and gravel drive mode. Clutchless shifting is available up and down, thanks to a new quick shift system. Suzuki also joins the modern world with a 5-inch color TFT LCD multifunction dash. Purists will be relieved to know that blinding Suzuki yellow and a familiar V-Strom silhouette are still present as well. Pricing has yet to be announced, but it'll likely be around $13,000, set between its bigger and small siblings. Number 5. Aston Martin X Braf Superior AMB 001 Pro. The history of automotive and motorcycle manufacturer crossovers goes way back, but Aston Martin's entry into the segment is a first. Partnering with custom bike builders at Braf Superior, the joint effort was first introduced in 2019 as a concept track bike. First deliveries happened earlier this year, but Aston Martin wanted to introduce an ever more powerful version for good measure. In adding Pro to the end of the AMB 001 nameplate, the bike also received a 25% power increase to 225 horsepower, a solid billet aluminum crankcase, and a verdant jade paint scheme. The 997 cubic centimeters twin-cylinder engine was already ridiculously potent beforehand, but the increase in power has given the track-specific model a power-to-weight ratio of 1.28 horsepower per kilogram. That's a staggeringly high ratio, similar to that of the Aston Martin Valkyrie AMR Pro hypercar that inspired the new two-wheeled model. Beyond extreme power, the bike is a feat of engineering, with CNC-machined aluminum double wishbone front suspension, a front spoiler and side wings producing effective downforce, and a horizontal rear stabilizer. The riding position makes for a wind tunnel effect at high speeds, and for some aching wrists as well. If unbeatable lap times are worth an aching back, then act fast before the limited run of 88 production bikes is sold out. For the price of $120,000, this is sure to be a collector's item above all else. Number 6. Honda CL500 Scrambler. Scramblers are en vogue right now, and for good reason. The throwback-styled Scrambler bikes are unique and adapted to the kind of urban riding that a lot of motorcycles see these days. It's true, today's Scrambler models may not be suited to a true gravel road, but that's okay. Potholes, tram lines, and bad drivers create enough obstacles in the urban tundra that make long travel suspension and spoked wheels all the better. And it doesn't hurt to look cool either. Honda was one of the most notable brands to make scramblers in the 20th century, and it has decided to bring the nameplate back, with the 2023 Honda CL500. Based on the Rebel 500, this bike has not been announced as a North American model yet, but the chassis similarities and market segment mean this bike will likely come to the US. Honda says it is deliberately targeting a young, style-conscious demographic with the CL500, and this plan goes beyond style. Younger, newer riders generally aren't as comfortable with large motorcycles, and Honda believes this model will offer a gateway into full-size motorcycle riding while keeping a sense of coolness. With a 471 cubic centimeters parallel twin-cylinder engine making 45 horsepower and 32 lb-ft of torque, the bike should have plenty of power for everyday merging situations, but not enough to scare newer riders. A 6-speed manual gearbox and 19-inch front and 17-inch rear wheels round out the easy-handling 423-pound package. An optional adventure package adds on handguards, aggressive foot pegs, and a front mudguard that pairs nicely with the lifted suspension setup as well. There's no official price yet, but we suspect it will be around $7,500, a notch up from its cruiser counterpart. Number 7. Ducati Moto E V21L. Okay, we admit you probably can't buy this model unless you know a guy. But it's hard not to include a revolutionary Ducati in the mix. Meet the Ducati Moto E V21L, the company's first homologated electric race bike made for the upcoming FIM Moto E World Cup. We've mentioned this gnarly electric Ducati before, but the model was publicly debuted for the first time at EICMA 2022. The sole spec bike of the upcoming race series, the 18 kWh battery model has 150 horsepower and 103 lb-ft of torque at a curb weight of 496 pounds. Impressive numbers for an all-electric bike. Charging happens through a 20 kW charge port in the tail, and the battery itself makes up half of the bike's entire curb weight. Testing of the bike revealed it can hit 171 miles per hour on straightaways at tracks like Mugello. That's ridiculously fast and is a glimpse into what our electric racing future looks like. Again, there is no price tag for this model, but it's always worth a look.